How's it been so far? Can you sort of tell us briefly what you've been up to as a group the last few days?
Yeah, the last few days, obviously, we were training, I suppose, in Girona. Just working on bits and pieces for Andorra. We're in Andorra now. Travelled there a few hours ago, and training tonight at the ground and get ready to go really for tomorrow night.
How big a game is this, do you think?
Yeah, listen, they're all big. Listen, we want to kind of get that win under the belt. They're all big for us at the minute. Playing for Ireland is always a big one, no matter if they're friendlies or not. So listen, at the minute for us they're all big. Obviously things haven't gone great for us, but we're hoping to get that result that we're all looking for really tomorrow.
There's a lot of new faces obviously in the team. Are you hopeful that everybody will be able to gel on the night?
Yeah, I think that's been the story for us for the last 6 months or however long it's been. We've had new faces after new faces for all different types of reasons. So there's been chopping and changing a lot. So hopefully the lads that are here at the minute now can take their chance. Whether it's the lads that are new, whether it's the lads who are a bit more experienced. Hopefully everyone can grab the opportunity tomorrow.
Thanks, Conor.
No problem.
Will from Off the Ball.
Hi, Conor.
How we doing?
I wonder, is this nice to be able to get back to an international window after the disappointment of the Championship playoff final last weekend?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's always great to meet up with the lads. I was really eager to get out here after the final, win or lose. I'd missed the March camp as well, so I haven't seen a lot of people for quite a while. Looking forward to tomorrow night and Hungary as well, and just to get back out there and, like you said, forget about the weekend as best as possible. Obviously it was very, very disappointing, but such is life, and you have to keep cracking on and keep moving in the right direction.
I know your focus is going to be on these two games coming up, but do you think about your own future this summer? Because you went out alone, you were very clear that you wanted to play games in terms of joining Swansea. You're likely to probably have a decision about your future this summer. Yeah,
probably so. There's no getting away from that. Listen, firstly, we got a couple of games with Ireland, then going to have a little bit of downtime, bit of relaxed time, because we've had two pretty much back-to-back seasons. It's been pretty relentless now for a long period of time, and then we'll see what happens with the future after that. But first and foremost, there'll be obviously after these two games, I'll be heading back to Villa for pre-season and see where we go from there really.
Just a final one from me, Conor. In terms of getting an extended period together as a squad, how helpful is this to actually have a lengthy training camp, because with such a rush to go into those competitive games?
Yeah, I think it's always important to get on the training pitch, get gelled. Like you said, there's new faces coming in, and there's a few older heads, and there's a bit of a mix. So no matter who comes in, we need to gel as quickly as possible. It's been nice to have a little bit of a camp, like you said, where you can get on the training pitch and get some work done. So hopefully that will stand us in good stead heading into these two games now.
Thanks a lot.
All right, no problem.
Damien Spellman, PA, please.
Conor, just going back to something you spoke about with Guy there, and when a squad has gone through the kind of transition the Ireland squad has in the last year or so, how difficult is that as players to balance that with your desperation to be winning games? Because transition is always going to be different. Yeah,
it's been really tough for the lads over the last year. Let's say, I think the amount of transition and chopping and changing that our squad has had has been huge. It hasn't been easy whatsoever. COVID has really hit the squad, injuries, even close contacts, stuff like that. So it hasn't been easy. The amount of numbers that's been changed in some squads has been ridiculous. It's been 12, 13, 14 players, and I don't think a nation like Ireland can have that many people out, so it hasn't been easy, but listen, it is what it is. Hopefully now COVID's kind of heading in the right direction, and we can get the main squad in as much as possible, barring injuries, and there won't be any COVID disruptions. And yeah, of course we want to get that win sooner rather than later, and hopefully that will come over the next two games.
Yeah, I mean, it's important to get that monkey off the backs, isn't it? Because you're a team that's had so many good results in recent years.
Yeah.
Just that run has been quite tough.
Yeah, it's not been easy at all. There's no getting away from that, and hopefully sooner rather than later, like we all know and want, that will be the case. That we'll get that monkey off our back, get the win that we all want, and keep moving in the right direction. Really, it's important. be great for kind of the newer lads to taste victory in a green shirt. So hopefully that can come tomorrow, because it's a special feeling when you win for your country, when you win for Ireland. So yeah, it'll be brilliant.
Thank you.
Paul Walsh, Virgin, please.
Thanks, Kieran. Hi, Conor.
How are we doing? You okay?
Good, thanks.
Go ahead.
Just wondering there, are the players confident of getting a win tomorrow?
Yeah, of course, why not? The vibe's been good in the camp since I've come into it. We've got some work on the training ground, of course. There'll always be that little bit of a scenario in your head that you're desperate to get that result. You're desperate to get that result, but I think everyone just needs to, breathe, relax a little bit. It will come if you keep doing the right things. Repetition on the training ground to get better. And hopefully, like you said, that comes tomorrow night. So we don't have to answer any of these more questions from you. Like asking about wins.
So thank you, best of luck.
No problem.
Gavin Cooney, please.
Hi Conor,
How we doing?
with longer time at the training ground and fewer games to play in this window, can you give us an insight into the kind of things that you've been able to work on in the training ground that you haven't been able to do up to now?
Yeah, it's just been more training sessions, more detail, more work as a team on our strengths, what we need to improve on, and just a kind of a general mix of all different types and bits and pieces. Everything obviously at the minute probably for us needs to get better to win games of football. So there's been times over the last few days since I've joined anyway, where we've been working on improving all aspects of our games to become stronger, to become better, and hopefully that will show over the next 2 games and show that we've been working on the right things and become better as a team.
Yeah, and in terms of getting better, is there anything in particular that the manager's been stressing, one aspect of the game that you have to improve?
No, not really one thing. I think it's just a general all over the park. Better as a team, better in attacking areas, better defensively, everything really. I think. Listen, the run of results we've had, I don't think we can say that one aspect's been great. I think everything needs to be worked on to get better. So we've been working on all different bits and pieces to try and improve as a team.
Thanks, Conor.
No problem.
Ed Leahy, RTE.
Hi Conor, how are you doing?
How we doing?
Conor, just looking, I suppose, one area of the team over consecutive campaigns has struggled with is just putting the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah.
Under the last regime, I suppose, Mick's theory was pretty simple: get bodies in the box, get the ball in the box, and goals should come. Can you give us any sort of insight into what Stephen has been working on in terms of where those goals can come from, and whether there's a sort of a confidence issue, a decision-making issue as well, and just a bit more, is he pushing as well, I suppose, just to have a bit more confidence at maybe shooting from long range, like but you're very adept obviously, but that sort of aspect as well as just the basics. Is there anything else he's working on?
No, I just think everyone needs to chip in with goals. Strikers, midfielders, wingers. If lads can get on the end of things from set pieces, everyone needs to kind of be able to chip in. It's not been easy, obviously, like you said. Goal scoring hasn't been our best trait, but there has been a couple of goals scored over the last couple of games, which has been great. Obviously, the March one we managed to score a few, against Serbia and one against Qatar. So, I think in terms of that, everyone needs to chip in a little bit. It's not all down to the strikers. Like when we defend, it's not all down to the defenders. You defend as a team. So I think it just needs to be spread out a little bit, hopefully that will be the case.
And can I just ask you about, I suppose, the dynamic in the squad? Because there's so many, you've been one of the senior players, but there's so many younger players coming through. Is it more of an open sort of atmosphere in terms of there's no specific senior sort of group, but almost everybody is contributing? Is that a good thing, do you think?
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. It's very, very exciting. I think it's very, very exciting that there's such a young squad here with a sprinkle of older heads. But at the same time, that's tough because the younger lads are learning on the job. It's not easy to go out there and perform at international level when you're new in the squad. So they're experiencing tough times at the minute. Obviously, the older lads are experiencing tough times at the minute, but hopefully that will bring out the characters that you want to make you stronger and to make you move forward in a stronger way. So Yeah, the younger lads obviously, you know, they're in the squad for a reason, because the manager feels like they can perform, and hopefully that will be the case, you know, in the games now and moving forward. But it only can be beneficial to the squad, you know, the more the younger lads can learn from these experiences, and you know, when they become, you know, in their mid-20s, or the older heads when they become older, they'll learn from all these experiences, which is great.